With Thomas, we of course is still out, Kieran is out, and with Ben, it's still out. We have to assess him and see how he's feeling, which is much better, and Bukayo the same. Very difficult to rate with injuries. It's just how they feel today, and that's the last day that we can assess them and try to get their feelings basically.
Does this feel like it's your biggest game as manager? How much relish the challenge looking forward to this one?
The most exciting one, probably. But we had others when we played the finals against Chelsea and Liverpool in the FA Cup and Community Shield. It was the same. It's when you have the opportunity to achieve one of your objectives in the season. You just can't wait to play the game because this is a job and the work that you've done throughout the season to try to earn it.
The fact that you could have such a positive achievement in qualifying for the Champions League, but not only that, do it at the home of your big rivals. Has that been a factor in your message to the players this week?
Now the message is clear that if we win against them, we're in the Champions League next season. And I don't think you need any more motivation and to tell them anything less than that. The opportunity is there, and we're going to play and go for it, and we always do, because it's how we have come into this position, and that's how we're going to approach it.
Looking further ahead, Manchester City have signed, are going to sign Erling Haaland. How much more difficult does that make it for all of the clubs, yourselves, Tottenham, Manchester United, Chelsea, to close that gap on the top teams?
We expect that every team is going to reinforce and get better every single year, and it's been the case in the last 3 or 4 years in particular, and you can see the standards and the level of the top teams in the league, which is unprecedented in the Premier League history, and that's the level, and I think it's going to get only more and more difficult, and that's all the planning that we have to do is to try to be at that level.
When it comes to improving the team, that the agent, though, Gabriel Jesus has confirmed that there have been talks with Arsenal along with a number of other clubs. What can you tell us about that and why do you like it?
You know that I don't talk about any players that are not with us.
Thanks, Paul. Care to Paul from Mikel?
Hi, Mikel. I believe before the North London derby at home this season, you had a long-standing club employee talk to the players about sort of hammering home what the big game it is, what it means to fans. I wondered if you could tell us how that went, what sort of impact you saw it have on the players.
We try to approach every game emotionally as well the best way, and there are moments and people that can describe what a game means better than I do, or in a different way that I do, and we always try to find the right way to get the players in the right mindset to play the game that they have to play that day.
Big special plan for this week was to have already.
Whatever we do is always indoor close, and we will continue to do that.
It seems amazing that because of COVID and Spurs playing at Wembley, I think this is the first derby at Tottenham in front of a full house for 5 years, wasn't it? So most of the players would have never experienced it. Is it very different an occasion and atmosphere to a game at Stamford Bridge or all the other big stages that the players have played?
It's different because the history about the North London, we all know about it, and what it means to our fans, and after that it's a football pitch with a lot of noise and crowd that will be excited to support the team, and we'll have our fans as well for sure, 100% behind the team.
Thanks, Paul. Go to George from Leeds.
Miguel, hello. You've won North London derbies as a player, you've won one as a manager as well. What gives you the best feeling? Winning the manager or being a player?
The winning factor is always the best feeling. It's different obviously as a player or manager, but in every occasion it's not just about winning, it's as well how you win those matches and the experience and that you go throughout the 95 minutes, especially when you play at home in front of your crowd.
The North London derby you had in September, I think 3-1, is that the game that sort of kick-started your season? Because the 30 minutes Arsenal around the league, just have a look back really from there.
It's a lot of moments I think that define the season, especially what happened against Norwich at home as well. It was the turning point, and then we went to Burnley and we managed to win, and then we have that game that we capitalized on it and we went to the next one. But yeah, it's difficult. Obviously, it's a moment that emotionally and the attachment with the fans helps to generate some momentum, and at the time it sells a little bit.
How huge is this match in your Arsenal project? Because potentially what could come for Arsenal in the next 2 years compared to could be quite different. So how big is it? How big does it feel?
Well, we all know where we want to be and the competition that we have to be involved in. And in order to do that, we have to achieve through the Premier League this season what we want to do, and the opportunity now is ahead of us.
Hi, Mikel, as well. After the start of the season, you lost it, you scored a goal. Just describe for us how sitting in now, 90 minutes away from qualifying for the Champions League, how you've done it and how you feel.
This is football, and things turn around really quickly, both ways. And just be surrounded by good people. Make sure you believe in what you do. Be consistent with it, and then I think with time things happen in the way that they have to happen. But in football, sometimes they don't. So you need that element of luck as well. You need the element of support, and you need that ball to get in the net in the right moment when it needs to.
Were you driven on by the criticism you got from outside early on in the season?
Well, you have to be prepared for that. This club is built, and the history tells you that you have to be the best in the country. You have to win every competition that you are involved with, and you have to deal with that pressure. And when you're not delivering results, it's part of the job.
Arsene Wenger described getting into the Champions League like winning a trophy. Firstly, was he right? And secondly, is that how you'll feel tomorrow night if you win at Spurs and you are in the Champions League?
I hear that quote now many times from many different managers, and Arsene, I think he was the first one who said it, because he could probably see what was happening in this league and the difficulty of achieving that. Is the way he described it, and is the way he felt it, which is more important. I feel that for the club would be extremely important.
Finally, for me, Arsenal won the title double at the old White Hart Lane. Do you think that if tomorrow night you do win and qualify for the Champions League, the supporters will put that night up alongside the title-winning days that they had at the old Spurs ground and sing about it in the same way?
Hopefully we can have this conversation, and that happens tomorrow, and then we can see what happens and what the fans would like to do. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jim. First of all, next time, you don't actually need to win tomorrow to get to the jump. So do you have to explain that to the players to take the pressure off tomorrow night? It's not winner takes all.
For me, it's more about the exciting and the opportunity. And when you have that in football, you have to go and deliver and do it. And that's the mindset that we all have for tomorrow.
To take some of the pressure off, they know you can get the chances to make sure.
For me, it's not about the pressure again, it's about having that inner belief that tomorrow is the day and tomorrow we want to achieve what we have earned. We always do it just to try to explain to the players what they have to expect, how they can handle certain situations, and try to make them visualize the game before they play it, and it won't be different for this game.
Okay, last couple in the broadcast section, James.
Do you think the way it's played out and getting an advantage from such a been so negative?
There's so many things that happened throughout the season that is very difficult to answer that question. It's what happened. It's a long time ago now, and this is the game that we have to play, and we haven't decided in many other moments when we play games or when games were postponed, and we haven't done it for this occasion either.
And so, Pontus said one advantage for him is that he's had more time to look at his players than he had then. So, in that sense, it could actually not.
I don't know. Let's see tomorrow. It's true that it's many months ago that game, and now we are much closer to the end, and the games took a different level of importance because of the situation that we both are.
Just finally, I know you want to talk about Jesus, but in June, if whatever happens with Lacazette against you, are you looking for a striker?
rooting for the strikers that we have in the team. And this is my focus, and we have 3 games to go, and that's the only thing that I'm focused.
James Mason, I guess.
It's been a very long time since anyone's won or picked up the result that he did away from home in a North London derby, but obviously he worked with Ed. He was part of the team that achieved one of the great moments in North London derby history. You've spoken to him, you've spoken to the players about how you can raise anyone at this point.
Yeah, we have spoken not recently, but in many occasions about as well what they did that season, how they won it, and it's great. That's why it's very important to have players that they've been through things that this squad hasn't been able to deliver yet, to share those experiences and help us.
Thanks, James. That ends the broadcast section, so farewell to everyone on Zoom.